This kit before us is our Fishing Professional kit. The difference is the hardware. It's a lot better hardware as far as what it's capable of doing. It's also capable of doing high production runs. So we're looking at hard surface fishing lures as normal, rod blanks, fishing reels, that sort of thing, customizing. So what do you get that's different to the other kits? Well, obviously the hardware. We've started off with the high performance HP BP. This is a 0.2mm needle nozzle. It's got a small gravity cup. It's down for air back for material dual action. It's got an end stop on the back. So if it's wound out, the trigger can travel further, more material. If you wind it in, you can slow down the amount of trigger, which slows down the amount of material flow. And this particular airbrush is capable of a hair split right up to a 3/4 inch fan pattern. So we're thinking you're going to be wanting to do details, the finer lines, the gills, the eyes, that sort of thing. It comes with a spanner for undoing your nozzle, for replacement or for cleaning. One small super lube in this particular airbrush, and you can use that to lubricate the needle. So after you've cleaned your airbrush, you put a couple of drops on, put it back in. That'll lubricate the trigger, the needle packing screw, the nozzle, and keep it working nice and smooth. So now we need a bigger airbrush for doing the wider material, so for painting the full backgrounds or larger areas. We put in the TRN2 here, the Neo has a trigger, so it's like a spray gun. So this is going to be similar to spraying with a spray gun as far as coating the whole areas. And it's also nice and comfortable as far as the triggers at the front. So you pull back, you'll get air, then when you start, you'll feel it grab, and that is when you start getting paint. So it comes with a siphon feed bottle, got an arm on the side, and the siphon feed bottle then attaches to that arm. You can sort of pivot that to whatever angle you want to keep it out of the way. Okay, so that's a 30mm siphon bottle. It also comes with 2 cups. It's got a smaller cup which is capable of painting multiple lures on its own, and you can pivot that cup to whatever angle you want to do it up. Right, so you can have it spray at any angle, and you get quite a large gravity feed cup as well, which that is capable, as you can see the difference, that is capable of doing quite a few fishing lures. Get the spanner, and the spanner is for undoing the nozzle. There again for cleaning or replacement. Now, this airbrush is capable of detail up to a 1.5 inch fan pattern. Now, both these airbrushes we trialled on this particular compressor, the PowerJet Pro, and we got 60 psi with both of these airbrushes, so that's plenty. And you can dial it down, of course, to whatever you want. So the PowerJet Pro itself is a silent jet, it's an oilless piston, no maintenance, dual piston. This one top has got plenty of psi. It weighs just 12 kilos, it's a 1.6 horsepower, and it's got a 2 litre tank in it. So that storage tank means you get no pulsing in your air whatsoever, you get continuous airflow. So it's capable of 34 litres of air per minute and capable of running both these airbrushes even at the same time. So on top, there is your hose that attaches, both of them exactly the same, and you get a 3 metre, and they're coiled hoses. So that'll extend out to 3 metres. Nice solid carrying case, got a handle on top, on-off switches on top of the case. It's got 2 dials here, as you can see, and 2 regulators. Each of these regulators you can have to a different PSI setting, and they've both got moisture traps for pressing and letting the moisture out if you get any moisture in the traps. Okay, so you can have one airbrush suited to 1 PSI and the other airbrush suited to a different PSI. Very handy in this situation because you might run your BP down around about 10-15 PSI for detail and run your TRN2 up around 30 or even flat out for painting the backgrounds. So on the front here, like I said, you've got 2 gauges, so that is what you set them to. You've got 2 of the airbrush holders on top, 1 for each. So as far as warranties are concerned, it's a 1-year Australia-wide warranty, both the airbrushes though. If you do damage to them yourself when dropping them or doing a needle, putting a nozzle back on incorrectly and doing the nozzle thread, if you leave paint in them which is damaged, you soak them in a solution that does the O-rings in, or if you soak them lying down, which does a valve, anything you've created is not covered by Australian warranty. So what else have we put into this particular kit? 2 airbrushes. So it's 2 pistol grip filters, okay? 1 for each airbrush. Now, the hose itself can get condensation in it from heat and from humidity, so this will catch that moisture before it gets in the airbrush. You don't want it in your paint, and it's got a release valve, same as a moisture trap does. So disconnect sets. Okay, we've put 2 disconnect sets in, one for each airbrush, both sides are the same. And the male goes up underneath the airbrush as such, and the female then attaches to the hose end, and that allows you to disconnect your airbrush for whatever reason you may need to do so. It's a very professional setup, it's a quick release. Okay, the next thing we've added into this is the cleaning station for my water. And what you do there is you put your airbrush into the top, where it's got the opening, and you would spray your ice spray into that instead of spraying your cleaner all over the surface or all over your equipment, which you don't want. It's not desirable, so to keep it clean. Glass jar undoes, and you can clean it out at the end of the day. For the TRN2, just pop that particular piece off, and you can still fit that in there, no problems at all. So that takes in the hardware. So now we'll get to the paint, and water-based base coats of automotive grade pigment. You're going to need to reduce them, roughly 20%, even 25% with high performance reducer. For that reason, there's a 240mm in this kit, and you would reduce the whole range, so everything here before us. At the end of the day, when you've washed out with clean, you use water to start with, and then you would put a little bit of high performance reducer through your gun, and you'll be surprised at the pigment that'll come out. So for cleaning in between colour changes, airbrush cleaner, 240mm, as I said, between the colour changes, and if you have to go away for a phone call or whatever you might be taking away from your project, give it a quick clean out, and then when you come back, your airbrush will still be working. Okay, that's important so the paint doesn't get to dry in it. So as far as the paints are concerned, well, we're looking at the fishing lures here in particular. All the hard surfaces need an undercoat. With the fishing lures, if you're using a hard body fishing lure, wipe it down with isopropyl alcohol first, get it nice and clean before you apply the paints. If you're using a timber fishing lure that you've made, you're going to need to either use a single pack etch to seal the wood, or maybe even a high build primer surfacer is another option. But after you've done this, all your hard surfaces need an undercoat first. So these are all water-based, like I said. So this is auto-borne sealer. These are all 60mm in size. You get auto-borne sealer white, pop them down here. You get black, yellow, red, blue, and you get a silver. There is more colours on the website, and what you would do is if you're going to paint something in, say, a green, you would then use the auto-borne sealer green beneath it. That gives you a very quick representation when you paint the green over the top, and seamless, especially when you're using flaked pearls, that sort of thing. So very important to use the auto-borne sealers, make a big difference to your finished job. So as far as the paints that we've put in, and you'll notice that they match. It's got the Wicked Primer Set 1, there's 5 colours here plus a small reducer. They're all 60mm again. So you've got the white, black, red, yellow and blue, which match up to the auto-borne sealers. Within a couple of coats you'll have colour saturation, so that gives you very quick representation of colour. So you may want some pearls. So we've put in pearlised white. Now you would use the auto-borne sealer first, so white with the pearlised white over the top. Same with black, and then pearl black. Same again, pearl yellow, pearl red, pearl blue, and then Wicked Silver Metallic. So they all match up to the undercoats we've put in, so that gives you a very good system. You may want to also add some fluoros. So we've got 60mm again, Wicked Fluoro green, some fluoro yellow, pink, orange, and the last one being purple. Now these fishing lures that you see here, these were all painted by us. And we used all this materials. We used the old Water Power Jet Pro in fact, and we also used the Wicked colours, and it's got Wicked pearls all over this particular fishing lure, and it works a treat and it's spectacular. So that's why we've selected these colours. So other than that, you may want your fishing lures to glow as they go down the water column, which is important for attracting fish bites. Wicked, this is the ultraviolet glow base, so UV glow base. And what you would do is be mindful, if you paint your whole fishing lure in that, the whole fishing lure will glow essentially to go through the water. It doesn't matter what colour you put over the top, it will glow through it. So only put the glow base where you want the actual paint to glow, like the gill rates or the eyes, that sort of thing, and then put your colour over the top, even the fluoros, and that will particularly glow. So as far as the next thing, you're going to need to tape up your designs. It's a V-tape, it's a 1/16 inch, so it's quite small, it's 15 metres on a roll, and that's going to be used, and we use this on this to design, to actually make our designs. So that is the V-tape for masking up, and then you need a back masket. So auto mask, 50mm wide, 2 inches. You can use that to mask up where you don't want the spray to get, or behind your masking pattern. So that takes in what you would need for that. So we're going to show you a little bit of footage of these being painted in a minute. But as far as clear coats, like I said before, look at YouTube. There's multiple ways of clear coating your fishing lures. You can use any 2-pack clear on the market, marine clears. You can use acrylic lacquer clears. Most of those will work. And you can dip them. These particular lures, which we did, we use Duplicolor. It's we got it from Super Cheap. It's a pressure pack, and it's an acrylic lacquer clear. And we built up the coats, and we got it nice and glossy. We didn't have any problems whatsoever. So hang around for some extra footage of these being painted. But this particular kit, this is the ultimate kit for painting fishing lures and even high volume runs.
So did you know that with all your hard surfaces, including the hard body fishing lures and your timber lures, you can use Autoborn Sealer as your undercoat. But then after that, you can use anything from Autowear colours, Wicked colours, Createx illustration colours, and Candy 2.0. That gives you quite a few colours to select from, and you get a lot of earthy tones if you look in the Wicked details and in the Createx illustration colours, and even the Bloodline colours. So grab some paints and get painting. And don't forget to send us some emails of your work. We love to see your fishing lures completed.